challenges, in our opinion, seem to have overwhelmed our security institutions.
The governors are supposed to be the state security officers of their state.
There is need for us to at least engage the traditional rulers.
We need to do something about our porous borders.
We have to own it from the unit level to the ward level to the local government to state.
Mr. President, the importance of today for us is for us to take action.
Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
The National Assembly approved over 800 billion naira for our security and intelligence agencies.
As the Senate resumes plenary, insecurity declared chief amongst Nigeria's problems, with Senate promising continued support to end it.
The customary courts and the Sharia courts are sidelined, and litigants from such courts are denied representation.
And bill to include Sharia and Customary Courts litigants amongst beneficiaries of the services of Legal Aid Council hails second reading. The Senate has restated its commitment to maintaining its support for the fight against insecurity in Nigeria. Senate President Ahmad Lawan stated this in a welcome address on resumption from the Senate annual recess, Tuesday the 14th of September 2021. We have the report in this episode of Inside the Senate. Other reports coming your way include requests by President Buhari to access foreign loans, as well as a bill seeking amendment to the Legal Aid Council Act to broaden the scope of its services to include persons facing trials in Sharia and Customary Courts. These, alongside the report of a public hearing by the Committee on Mines, form our package this week. I am Hussaina Amin Aboki. Stay tuned for the details after this short break.
The Senate to send a message to the President
to reap opportunities from that.
To raise a matter of urgent public importance.
And we are aware that when this particular motion comes up,
for a longer term development, arise to second the motion.
Those in favor of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Thanks for being with us. The Senate resumed plenary Tuesday the 14th of September 2021 after an 8-week recess. In an address to welcome his colleagues from the recess, the Senate President acknowledged the fact that insecurity is chief amongst the numerous challenges still facing the Nigerian nation.
I want to urge them to sustain the campaigns until the insurgents and bandits are rooted.
He appealed to Nigerians for support to the nation's security forces to bring the problem to a permanent end, while also speaking of what the National Assembly has done on its part.
The National Assembly approved over 800 billion naira for our security and intelligence agencies. While that provision was appropriate and indeed necessary, we should sustain the trajectory of increase in funds and resources to the security sector. Therefore, we should consider a ramp-up of more resources for our security agencies in the 2022 appropriation.
On the report of the Medium-Term Expenditure Framework, MTEF, and Fiscal Strategy Paper, FSP, being worked upon by the Joint Committees on Finance, Banking, as well as Petroleum, amongst others, Senator Ahmad Lawan disclosed that it is being awaited preparatory to the presentation of the 2022 Appropriation Act by President Muhammad Buhari. He said the budget defense exercise that will follow will all depend on the outcome of the report.
The report of the committee will soon be presented to the Senate for consideration. This is preparatory to the presentation of the 2022 appropriation bill by Mr. President soon. The standing committees are ready to receive ministries, departments, and agencies for budget defense. As in the previous years, all MDAs are expected to defend their budget proposals within the month of October 2021, as this is the only allotted window for that exercise.
He added that with the passage of the Electoral Act now awaiting harmonization by the Senate and House, as well as the PIB, which has now received presidential assent, the next item that would engage the attention of the Senate is the constitutional amendment.
Our commitment to the review of the 1999 Constitution as amended is resolute. The Senate Committee on the Review of the 1999 Constitution had worked throughout the period of the recess. I am aware that the committee will present the report of its work to the Senate soon.
Same day, President Muhammadu Buhari, in a letter, sought concurrent approval of the Senate to access external loans in the sum of $4.054 billion, as well as 710 million euros as an addendum to the 2018-2020 external borrowing rolling plan, alongside a grant component of $125 million to be used to stimulate the economy and create jobs. In another letter, President Muhammadu Buhari presented two executive bills for Senate consideration, namely Explosive Act 1964 Repeal and Reenactment Bill 2021 to regulate the manufacture, storage and possession of explosives, amongst others, as well as Small and Light Weapons Control Bill 2021 to elevate the status of the Special Presidential Committee on Small and Light Weapons to a national center under the Office of the National Security Advisor that will join in the global fight against insecurity in Nigeria and beyond.
While hoping that this submission will receive the usual expeditious consideration of the Senate, please accept, distinguished Senate President, the assurances of my highest consideration. Yours sincerely, Muhammadu Buhari.
Wednesday, the 15th of September 2021, the Senate considered several bills for second reading, with one of them being the Legal Aid Council Act 2011 Amendment Bill 2021. As it were, the Legal Aid Council was put in place to cater for Nigerians who cannot afford legal fees when confronted with litigation challenges in a court of law, thereby risking being jailed wrongly due to lack of legal representation. The sponsor, who is also the Vice Chairman, Senate Committee on Judiciary, Senator Emmanuel Okejev, observed that the services of the Legal Aid Council do not cover cases before Sharia and Customary Courts, and therefore sought amendment to its Section 8 to expand the scope of its service to cover indigent persons who are involved in either criminal or civil cases before Sharia Courts of Appeal and Customary Courts of Appeal.
The law does not specifically mention the courts in which litigants are entitled to legal aid counsel. Therefore, the assumption will be that every court is covered by the activities of the legal aid counsel. However, in practice, the position is that the customary courts and the Sharia courts are sidelined and litigants from such courts are denied representation, citing insufficient funding as the excuse. The bill therefore seeks to amend Section 8 of the Legal Aid Council of Nigeria Establishment Act 2011 by inserting new subsections 9 and 10 respectively as follows. Subsection 9 empowers the Council to provide criminal defense services to indigent persons in Sharia Court of Appeal and other Sharia courts in Nigeria. Subsection 10 empowers the Council to provide indigent persons undergoing civil litigation before the Customary Court of Appeal and other customary courts in Nigeria.
The bill attracted the following comments.
The procedure in our court is that if you are not represented by a competent and skilled lawyer, you may have a genuine case, but things may turn against you, especially for technical issues or other reasons. Therefore, it is important as a country to afford every citizen the right to be able to have not only fair hearing, but to have his or her case considered judiciously and justly, without hindering or without any limitation because of financial difficulty. Therefore, it is important that we allow this bill to move so that Nigerians, irrespective of their status, will have access to lawyers to represent them and present their case before all courts.
It doesn't matter the court. Every court should allow, the aid that is rendered to the poor should be all encompassing, should include all the courts in the land. So this bill is out and it should be supported by all because it's meant to remedy a situation that was inappropriate or is inappropriate as enshrined in the law that created the Legal Aid Council in this country.
The bill was thereafter referred to the Committee on Judiciary to report back in 4 weeks. Also read a second time was a bill seeking the establishment of a Federal College of Education in Kayama, Kwara State. It was titled Federal College of Education, Kayama, Kwara State, Establishment Bill 2021. It was sponsored by Senator Sadiq Suleiman, who disclosed that it is to complement the 93 accredited colleges of education in Nigeria.
This number, to me, is grossly inadequate for a country with over 200 million people. Hence, this bill to establish one in Kayama, Kwara State. The objectives of the college, as outlined in the bill, among others, include to encourage the advancement of learning to all persons without distinction of race, creed, sex, or political conviction, to develop and offer academic and professional programs leading to award of certificates in education, first degrees, postgraduate research with emphasis on planning, developmental and adaptive skills in education.
Kayama is part of the Borgu region, and as it is today, is one of those areas that you will say has been marginalized in terms of federal government presence, and having this bill passed and this institution established will no doubt help to assuage the feeling of isolation and alienation, because of course education is one of the biggest weapons that any community can use to bring progress and development to its people.
More importantly, Mr. President, is the fact that Kayama is a town in Kwara State that is not too far from the border. And I think, Mr. President, having an institution there will go a long way to reaffirm and give assurance to the good people of Kayama that the federal government appreciates their contributions over the years towards the development of our nation.
I also want to suggest, in supporting this bill, that there should be elements of technical education in this proposed College of Education, so that the teachers can impart such knowledges to the students, so that by the time the students finish secondary school, they should be able to undertake or to have some technical skills which they can use for various jobs preparatory to entering higher institutions.
With this, the bill scaled second reading and referred to the Committee on Education, Tertiary, to report back in 4 weeks. In the same vein, various bills seeking the establishment of health-related institutions across the nation were also read a third time. They included Federal University of Medicines and Medical Sciences, Eyin Ekiti, Ekiti State; Federal University Lafia Teaching Hospital, Lafia, Nasarawa State, as well as University Teaching Hospitals Reconstitution of Boards Act 2004 Amendment Bill 2021. The passage followed the presentation of the report of the Committee on Secondary and Tertiary Health, which worked on them at various times. The reports, which were presented by the committee chairman, Senator Yahaya Oloriegbe, were considered in the Committee of the Whole, leading to their eventual passage. Meanwhile, the Senate has sworn in Senator Jadigbe Agom Jadigbe to represent Cross River North Senatorial District under PDP. He replaces Senator Stephen Ode following an appeal court ruling which declared him as the lawful candidate of the PDP in the by-election that took place on the 5th of December 2020 to replace late Senator Rose Oko. We will now open our notebook for our subject of the week. Keep watching.
Public hearing is an interactive session organized by legislative committees on any subject matter for the purpose of sharing ideas, x-raying issues, and resolving conflicts around the subject matter. The matter could be a proposed bill that has scaled second reading or a motion referred to the committee for more legislative action. Interested members of the public along with the stakeholders may participate in the public hearings, at the end of which reports are compiled by the committees and submitted to the Senate for necessary action.
The only way out of the pandemic is for the population to observe the recommended measures advised by the NCDC, the Senate Committees on Health and Primary Health Care and Communicable Diseases, will continue to engage with the Federal Ministry of Health and the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19.
Welcome back. In the committee room, the Committee on Solid Minerals hosted stakeholders to a two-day public hearing on 4 bills and 1 motion, namely Nigerian Minerals Development Corporation Establishment Bill 2021, sponsored by Senator Tanko Almakura; Solid Minerals Producing Areas Development Commission Establishment Bill 2021, sponsored by Senator Yakubu Oseni; Institute of Bitumen Management Establishment Bill 2021, sponsored by Senator Nicholas Tofomo; Explosives Act 1964, Repeal and Reenactment Bill 2021, sponsored by Senator Tanko Almakura, as well as a motion on the urgent need to investigate the loss of 9 billion naira per annum due to illegal mining and smuggling of gold in Nigeria. Declaring the hearing open Monday, the 7th of September 2021, Senate President Ahmad Lawan expressed the hope that deliberation at the hearing would guide the Senate to adopt resolutions that would help the federal government in its effort to take Nigeria out of dependence on a mono economy. He was represented by the Senate Minority Whip, Senator Philip Tadimo Aduda.
Our mono-cultural economic outlook has been most concerning, while diversification has been a focus over the years. Relatedly, the steel, solid minerals and agricultural sector are identified as some areas we can harness. For the solid mineral sector, which is our focus today, our potentials are enormous, considering our natural endowment and the varieties at our various disposals. Our responsibility is therefore to appreciate this gift and grow legislations guiding exploration and generation and the use of the occurring resources. While the 4 bills before us are connected to these issues, the motion on investigating our loss is also germane, considering the benefits, if otherwise well applied.
In a welcome address, the committee chairman, Senator Tanko Almakura, stated that the bills and motion put together are seeking to unbundle the solid mineral sector and make it more beneficial to the nation, given the mundane and incongruent manner the sector found itself. He added that the result of this is the absence of a policy that could stimulate production and adherence to international best practices.
The need for this outfit has become necessary given the mundane and incongruent manner in which the solid mineral industry has over the years found itself due to lack of policy that could stimulate production and adhere to international best practices. With these problems, it is observed that unbundling of the sector can be the salvation. This is even more so that the present administration of President Ahmad Buhari is receptive to making decisions that align with templates in most advanced climes.
The sponsor of one of the bills, Senator Yakubu Oseni, spoke on behalf of the rest.
If this bill sent to the commission that will be battered thereof, that will get back thereof, will be charged with the power to formulate policies and guidelines for development of the solid minerals producing areas. Implement all the measures approved for the development of the solid mineral producing areas by the federal government and the member states of the commission.
Some members of the committee added that only Nigerians can solve Nigeria's problems in the solid mineral sector and not foreigners who rather milk the nation dry of its solid minerals potentials. They therefore called for both oral and documented submissions with suggestions on the way forward.
It is not too late to bring serious memoranda to this sector to know what we can do and contribute. Before we now pass the bill to the government and they put down here and there, let us know the real problem we are having and how to tackle it. It's a Nigerian problem. Nigerian problem can never be solved by foreigners. Foreigners are always cutting away our glory. We which is not going to be possible during this Senate time.
It is important for us to take care of host communities so that they will not be recruited into things that will not only counterproductive, but will equally be a risk to the peace and stability of our nation. What we're experiencing in Zamfara was as a result of the gold deposits there, which of course made those who had a good knowledge of it to recruit some of the innocent people into mining, and eventually they got into crime. So I think, Mr. Chairman, if this bill is going through, and I'm not in doubt that this will go through, to help us to put mining on a solid ground, on a solid footing, and securing the well-being of the communities that will be involved.
Stakeholders from various walks of life contributed.
The proposed bills are critical to the development of the mineral sector. The issue of illegal mining has become a critical issue that concerns everybody, not just people that work in Ministry of Mines and Steel, but it has to come across every citizen of Nigeria. We should all be part in solving the problem, whether you are a member of the executive, you're a member of the parliament.
After more interactions, the committee promised to compile a report of its findings for presentation to Senate plenary. Meanwhile, the Senate was officially informed of the demise of the member representing Akure North and Akure South Federal Constituency of Ondo State, Honorable Adedayo Isaac Omolafe. He died on Monday, the 16th of August 2021. May his soul rest in peace. Amen. Also under personal explanation, Senator Aisha Dahiru officially announced the demise of one of Nigeria's most erudite elder statesmen, Alhaji Ahmed Joda. He died on Friday, the 13th of August 2021. Similarly, Senator Matthew Orogide rose under personal explanation to report the demise of one of Nigeria's most talented musicians, sculptor as well as teacher, Professor Victor Waifo. He died on the 28th of August 2021. The Deputy Whip of the Senate also reported the demise of the Emir of Kontagora, Alhaji Saidu Namaska, who died on the 9th of September 2021. In a similar development, Senator Tolu Odebiyi reported the demise of a former military governor of Oyo State, Major General Tunji Olurin. General Olurin, as reported, died on the 21st of August 2021. May his soul rest in peace. Amen. In all the above mentioned, the Senate condoled their families as well as state governments and also observed a 1-minute silence in their honor. Up next in our program is the profile segment. Our Senator of the Week is Senator Chimaroke Nnamani.
Senator Chimaroke Nnamani was born on the 3rd of May 1960 and represents Enugu East Senatorial District under PDP. He attended Methodist Primary School, Enugu, for his first school leaving certificate. He then proceeded to the College of Immaculate Conception, CIC, Enugu, and earned his West African School Certificate, WASC. At the tertiary level, Senator Chimaroke Nnamani attended the College of Medicine, University of Nigeria, Enugu campus from 1977 and graduated with a first degree in medicine in 1983. He did his postgraduate trainings at the State University of New York City, Interfaith Medical Center, Downstate Medical Center, Brooklyn, New York City, as well as the Perinatal Biological Center, among many medical institutions in California and South Florida in the USA, specializing in obstetrics and gynecology. He joined politics, contested and won election as governor of Enugu State, serving 2 terms, first from May 1999 to May 2003, and second from 2003 to 2007. He was also elected as senator and served from 2007 to 2011, but lost in his second attempt in the 2011 general elections. In spite of this, however, Senator Chimaroke Nnamani contested and won in the 2015 general elections, serving till 2019, and contested again in 2019 and won, serving till date. In the Red Chamber, Senator Nnamani is the chairman, Senate Committee on Cooperation and Integration in Africa and NEPAD, and a member of several other committees. His legislative interests include unity among Nigerians, health, education, and youth and women empowerment, amongst others.
This brings us to the end of this week's episode of Inside the Senate. Join us next week for another edition. Do keep up with the program on our social media handles, and thanks for watching.